Hello traders out there, you are welcome back to my trading session. All right, so right now I want to prepare myself ahead of New York session by 1 o'clock. So the time right now is 5 minutes to 11. So I want to see how price is reacting, and I want to build my trading plan based on how price is currently doing. One thing I know for sure is that last week was I had a successful profit, and I know that I'm always positive when I want to place a trade. Although I choose to trade on Tuesday and Thursday, but one thing that I've discovered is that there are some times that my setup usually sometimes show on Monday as well. So regardless of that, right now I just want to get on the charts. I want to see how price is reacting. I want to prepare myself ahead of New York session. So this is how I usually do. I want to analyze the market. I want to know what is going on right now, that's that is going to give me the idea of what to do by during the New York session. So, and I want to try as much as possible that I want to analyze this, so that as you are watching this, you are going to understand how to actually, if you don't know 100% of it, at least you understand how to build a trading system. So, and I'm going to ensure that I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to, I'm just going to try my best to do what I know how to do. All right, so traders, without so much talk, let us get right into the video. So this is it. This is the gold market. All right, and since we have the gold market right here, so what is the first thing that I want to do? The first thing I want to do is that I want to know the bias of price. What do I mean by bias of price? I mean, I want to know the direction of price at higher time frame. All right, because I usually trade top down analysis. So, and my top down analysis usually start from 4 hour or 1 hour. So currently, as we are on 4 hour right now, what is the bias of price? As I'm looking at the screen, I can see that price is actually in a downtrend. Okay, if you don't want to use this zone to actually confirm that it is in a downtrend, so if I zoom out, you can see clearly that price has been in a downtrend for some time right now. Okay, so you can see that during 4 hour time frame, my bias is selling. All right, is in a downtrend. So now if I go down to 1 hour, I will go down to 1 hour. Okay, so this is my 1 hour. Then what am I going to do here? I'm going to mark out my supply zone, since price is selling to the downside. So now currently, where is my supply zone? My supply zone right here is, okay, so I can say, okay, this is one supply zone above. This one is actually too high, but just for the purpose of you to understand, all right, so this is a point at which price starts to sell. Okay, I mean, price reverse up like this and begin to sell massively to the downside. So it means that there is a supply zone around here. And which candle am I going to highlight? The last candle that actually buy, the last candle that actually fill before the sell momentum starts. And as you can see on the screen right now, that this is the green candle that actually fill before these sellers actually took control of price. So I'm going to mark this candle, this green candle, as my 1 hour supply zone. So I can simply tag this as my 1 hour supply zone. Now after that, we can see that after price move aggressively to the downside, price came all the way up here again. Okay, and at this point, price took a sell off again. So it means that there is another supply zone around here. All right, so now where is our last buy candle that actually fill? Now the last candle is this green candle, as you are seeing on the screen. All right, this is the last buying candle that actually fill. So this is the candle that I'm going to highlight as my 1 hour supply zone. So this is another supply zone around here. Okay, 1 hour supply zone. So now traders, because what actually make this a valid supply zone is that it also have a break of structure. In fact, that is one thing that actually validates this supply zone. Okay, so this is break of structure. Okay, so that is break of structure, and in fact this one as well also have, since we have a supply zone around there, it means that price simply break a structure. Okay, you can see that it break this low, so this is a break of structure. So we can call this 1 hour break of structure, but I usually leave it as BOS. So now let us focus on what price is currently doing. All right, so currently if I go down to 15 minutes, all right, so now look at 15 minutes time frame right now. So now what am I going to do here? Now the next thing for me to do is that I'm going to mark up my supply zone, my 15 minutes supply zone. Now listen carefully. You know that this one is 1 hour supply zone, but you see that when price was actually selling to the downside from here, price paused a little bit, unlike price was consolidating around this zone before price pushed to the downside again. Okay, so it means that potentially that we have a break of structure right here. So let me zoom my screen. So it means that we have a break of structure right here at 15 minutes. All right, so it means that this is a break of structure here. So I'm going to mark that. Now where is our next break of structure? You see that this 1 hour break of structure, okay, when price was actually coming down, it break this structure, it's reversed a little bit again with this green candle, right, before price actually pushed to the downside again. All right, so it also means that we have another break of structure, which is 15 minutes. Okay, yeah, 15 minutes break of structure, and I'm going to mark the supply zone as well. I'm supposed to mark the supply zone as well. So let me just mark the supply zone from here. So this is the green candle that actually fell, right? So I'm going to name that as 15 minutes supply zone. Then the next 15 minutes supply zone that we have is this green candle, because I already explained that when price was actually moving downward, price reversed a little bit with this green candle. Okay, it means that buyers wants to actually take control of price, but because they don't have power to push the price up, sellers took control of price and start selling to the downside. All right, so that is how I can explain supply zone to you. All right, and it's just as simple as that. You don't need to worry yourself with any big grammars. So now the thing is, I'm going to mark up this green candle as well as my supply zone. So now the thing is, some traders usually call it point of interest, but let's just use supply zone in a simple term like that. So now the next thing is that we want to since I have marked out my 15 minutes supply zone, now I want to actually wait. Now you see, this is the last, I can say that this is the last thing that I want to wait for. And you know that price, so you see that during 4 hour price was actually selling. During 1 hour we see that price was actually selling as well, isn't it? Now when we came down to 15 minutes, price is still selling. How do I know that? I know that because I see that price was creating lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low. Now the next thing price is doing right now is that it wants to create lower highs. Then what is the next thing I'm going to expect? Lower low. So it means that I need to sell at this zone or this zone. It depends on where price actually respects during the New York session. You see that I'm not rushing to explain this setup to you, so that when I place this trade and you see that the trade is actually playing out, you are not going to be wondering, how did I do it? You don't understand anything. That is why I'm taking my time to explain my trade idea to you. So right now, traders, what I'm actually waiting for in the next, because this is 11 o'clock, so in the next 2 hours to 2.5 hours, okay, because the New York and London session overlap will start by 2 o'clock. But if I see my setup during the New York session by 1 o'clock, I'm going to take a trade. So now you may ask that, how do I confirm my setup, right? So now traders, I want you to listen carefully. So now I usually use 5 minutes to enter my trade. Okay, so now what I'm going to be expecting price to do right now, because we have 2 points of interest or supply zone that I'm expecting price to respect. So right now, before I actually place a trade, I want to see a candle that is going to confirm to me that I can take a sell trade. So, and I'm also going to expect liquidity sweep. All right, I'm going to expect liquidity sweep. And currently, if I want to identify my liquidity sweep, okay, so that means that I want to look out for my double eyes in the case of selling right now, because I'm looking to sell. I want to look for, and in fact liquidity is very simple to understand here. You see that price was actually, you can see what price is doing here. Price actually came all the way down here, create a high here, come down a little bit, create another high. You can see that this is the same high. So this is an example of liquidity sweep. Okay, when you see a double high or more than two highs, okay, so I mean equal highs or equal low, but in this case this is a double high. So this is a liquidity that price has already swept already. Okay, so this is a liquidity. Now the thing is, I don't know, probably price will still come all the way up here to come and sweep this high here. I don't know yet. Okay, so one thing is that I'm going to wait. I'm not going to force trade, because it is not yet time for New York session. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. So what potentially I'm going to expect price to either sweep this high, all right, but if price did not sweep this high, okay, so technically what I'm going to be expecting is that, okay, let me just say price sweep this high, then after price sweep this high, I'm going to expect a sell to the downside a little bit, and probably a retest to that liquidity zone. All right, so then this is where I can potentially enter for my sell trade. All right, I know that you may not fully understand about. I'm just trying my best to explain to you, but when I continue to record this video by 1 o'clock, you are going to see how price is actually reacting, probably at this zone or this zone. So this is the two zone that I'm looking out to trade today, and I hope that I just believe that we are going to be profitable. I mean, when you see something, you cannot deny that you are seeing it, because I believe in God and I believe in my trading system, and that this is not a trading system that relates to emotions. I'm not trading with my emotion. I'm building a trading idea that it is a proven system. I'm not just chasing all the candles I'm seeing on the screen. I am building a trading system that actually works, and I'm executing the trading system relentlessly. And that is what we are going to do today. So traders, follow me on this trade and let us see how this trade is going to play out. I'm going to see you. Alright traders, so can you see what is happening right now in the market? It is approaching, like, the way I envision it is the way that I'm seeing now that it is happening. So can you see what is going on right now? Can you see that price has already swept this liquidity? That one has already happened in the morning. Now the one that I am currently waiting for is, if I want to minimize it, I'm going to minimize it to these highs. All right, how are you? To this high, because we have the same high right here. Okay, you can see that price actually came all the way up here, reverse a little bit, tap into it. Okay, probably I should zoom my screen very well so that you will see what I'm trying to explain to you. So price simply make higher high here, reverse a little bit, and create the same high. Can you see that this is another high? Then price came all the way down, create another high right here. Okay, so the understanding is that there are some traders that they usually, that they don't know how to trade yet, and whereby when they see price moving to the downside like this, okay, so this is where they are going to enter for a sell trade. So usually they enter for a sell trade around here, place their stop loss right there, and target probably the next low. But right now, the way I envision price is that price is going to sweep all the liquidity above this high, because stop loss is there. I mean, some traders has already set their stop loss above this zone. All right, so this is what I'm envisioning price to do, but my preferred entry is at this current at this 4137 price. Okay, so immediately price tap into it and I see a confirmation, which is liquidity candle. If I see that confirmation, then I'm going to enter for a sell trade. So that is what I'm envisioning price to, how I'm envisioning price to react in few minutes right now. So let us see how this is going to play out. All right, finally we did it again. All right, so you can see that this is a proof of consistency. All right, this is a proof of consistency. And one thing that I will not forget to say is that, because I just want to make this very short, all right, is that yesterday, because I've lived this trade for about more than 8 hours, okay, so when I placed the trade yesterday, I actually discovered something. All right, so I discovered something because I entered this trade after this liquidity sweep. All right, so after there is a liquidity sweep of this zone right here, I actually entered the trade yesterday. But one thing is that when I entered the trade, I forgot that I did not wait for my confirmation. Okay, I did not wait for my confirmation, and when I see that price make a reversal to the upward like this, price came all the way down here, then I discovered that price was actually approaching my stop loss. And that was when I was furious. I was thinking that, okay, what's going on around this zone? So I was trying to figure out what actually happened for price to be approaching my stop loss, because usually, based on my trading system, I've really refined my edge down in so much that price don't usually approach my stop loss. Okay, but one thing is that when I see that, okay, price approach my stop loss, I actually exit that trade. I exited that trade yesterday, and after that, for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I waited for price to actually react. So one thing that I did that makes me to enter this trade once again is that I actually went to check my trading plan. All right, I checked my trading plan. After I checked my trading plan, then I actually discovered that I didn't wait for confirmation. Okay, it's normal that liquidity is going to happen in the market, unlike you see how price sweep all this liquidity here. Then after that, I am supposed to wait for my last confirmation that this is going to be a sell trade, but I didn't wait. So when I look at my trading plan, I see that, okay, I did not wait for my last confirmation. Then when I check my last confirmation, I see that price was already selling to the downside. So when I see that price has already sold to the downside and it has already break this low, then I knew that, oh, this is one thing that I missed initially before I entered this trade. Okay, so, and I didn't actually lose too much when I first exited the trade. I think it was about probably $2 or $3 thereabout. But eventually, one thing is that consistency matter. Okay, the reason why I re-entered this trade is not based on emotion. It's not based on it's not based on my emotion. It is because I execute a trading plan that actually work. All right, so last week I was here, I make a profit. This week I'm still here because I actually what is it called, I actually execute a trading system plan that actually work. It is not based on emotion or anything. So this is just a what is it called, This is just consistency, executing a right trading plan. All right, so this is something that I believe that is very hard for most traders out there to do. You need to have a trading plan. You need to know how to control your emotion. You need to actually wait for the right trades to come to you. And if you look at these trade processes, you see that I actually waited for a long hours before I even placed this trade, because I think price was actually around this zone that I was waiting for price to actually come to my entry. So, and if we look at this, the duration of this trade, probably from this, after price took out this liquidity up to where I took the profit, you can see this is about 10 hours right there. 10 hours, you can imagine. But the moment the duration that it took me to enter this trade was about, let me check it, can you see, this is almost 9 hours. Almost 9 hours. So this is something that is very important, because most traders doesn't know how to wait for the right setup to come. Now the question is, can you wait for 9 hours for the right trading system to come to you before you actually press that buy or sell button? That is the question that you need to ask yourself. If you cannot wait, then your emotion is still in play. But if you can actually wait for the right trades to come to you, then you are going to make profit. So traders, I just want to use this to encourage you that trading actually works, and if you are consistent in executing your trading, the right trading plan, because not all trading strategy is a right trading system. Okay, so you must ensure that you have a right trading system like my own. Okay, because my trading system is, ever since 2 months ago that I started, it's been paying off. All right, so yesterday I think I made about $33. Okay, so this is $33 around there, and I'm not trading until price show me that I can still, until price present itself to me. Okay, so traders, I hope to see you next time, and I hope that you be a profitable trader in the long run.